Good afternoon. I want to welcome you back on take 2. We're having technical problems this afternoon. I want to welcome you to Creating Cards with Debbie, and my name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. Hold on while I bring my iPad up and we'll see if that works for me today. My laptop wasn't doing right, so I switched it to my iPad. So just give me a minute or so to make sure everything's up and running right. And there we are. I don't like to do it on my iPad because it's hard to see the comments. So if I don't answer you right away, that's why. I've got to slide it to the left all the time to get the comments to come up. But we're going to work with this and see what happens. So far, so good. I want to welcome you all here today. Like I was saying, today's Wednesday, July 5th, 2023, and it's the day after the 4th of July. Hope everybody survived the 4th of July and nobody lost any fingers or anything. So being a crafter, we've got to have our fingers to be able to do that. So I want to go ahead and turn you down and we'll get on with our show today. So hold on a second. Turn you around so you're not looking at the ceiling. There we are. And I'm going to see what adjustments I need to do here. And I'm turning a little bit here. And just slide you over a bit. I don't know if I want to zoom in any or not. We might be okay. Let me scooch you over just a tiny bit more. Get our lighting over here. And I guess I could zoom it just a tiny bit. I'm going to, oops, I guess I'm going the wrong direction here. Once I get this in place, I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't move on me. So bear with me just a couple of minutes here and we'll get started. I was kind of waiting for everybody to get on here anyway, so with me messing around, it shouldn't interfere with too much of it. So like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie, and you can shop with me at my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is over $150, use the July host code, which is, it's kind of small. It's JYPPHDHH. And that's also in the description of the video. So if you aren't able to see that, it's kind of small. I should have made it a larger print on there. But that's the July host code. So use that if your order is under $150. And if it's over $150, don't use that code because you'll get the Stampin' Up! Rewards. And if you need to email me, you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com, or you can private message me if you need to get in touch with me for anything, with any questions or anything that you might need. All right, let me set that aside, move this out of my way. Okay, so until July 10th, you can sign up for the Paper Pumpkin Kit, which is called Take Your Crafting to the Next Level with Fun Summertime Accordion Fun Fold Cards. And it's called Fun in the Sun. It says, spend a day at the beach with this fun-filled summer kit. Slather on that sunscreen and dust off those surfboards, because it's time for the Fun in the Sun Paper Pumpkin Kit with bright, sunny colors and beach-themed die cuts. You'll be able to create cards that show off your summer fun as soon as the surf's up. And you have until July 10th to sign up for that. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'd be glad to answer anything you might have that you're wondering about. Okay, so that kit includes all the supplies you need to create 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, an all-occasion stamp set to support and encourage those you love, pearlescent back sequins, summertime ephemera pack, pre-cut die cuts, and 1 Daffodil Delight Stampin' Spot. And it says, say hello to summer and get crafting under the sun with this month's kit. The Fun in the Sun Paper Pumpkin Kit includes fun beach designs along with positive words of kindness you'll want to use and share with those you love all summer long. Take your cards to the next level with the fun summertime theme and accordion folds in this kit, and send friends and loved ones uplifting cards to support, encourage, say hello, and more. It looks like a really fun kit. Okay, starting tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Will be showcasing some new online exclusives. So everybody's excited about this little truck punch. So if you're wanting to order that, it'd be best to get on there right away, because those usually sell out right away. So first thing in the morning, you might want to get on to my store and get those. And where you can find that is in my store, and on the left-hand column, scroll down and it'll say online exclusives. So just click on that and it should take you right directly to the all the online exclusives that they're going to have. We don't get much of a sneak peek of what's going to be on there, except these are just some kind of sneak peeks. And let's see what else we have here. So here it's kind of showing a little bit of what's going to be on there. It's a little horse and carriage sleigh, and some flowers and dies, and this beautiful paper. I've seen some of the papers that goes along with that bundle. That's sweet, and it's really pretty. This would be the bundle. It's called One Horse Open Sleigh Sweet Collection. So it's the stamp set and the dies, and then it's got the designer series paper, the 6x6, that goes along with that, and then some snowflake stars. And then another bundle, which is the Timeless Charm Bundle, which is flowers and dies, those are pretty too. So that's just a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're going to see tomorrow. So I'm excited. I'm going to have to get up early and get online so I can get mine before they're all sold out. And then for July, also, Stampin' Up! Is doing their Earn to Redeem promotions, and that runs from July 6th until July 31st. It says, shop with me and earn a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend. Then you redeem those coupons in August. So every $50, you'll get a $5 coupon emailed to you, and be sure that you keep that email, because there'll be a code in there that you need to put in to your shopping cart when you want to close out. It says, bonus days, shop and earn a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend between July 6th and July 31st. There's no limit to how many coupons you can earn. Make sure to use a valid email address when completing your purchase. And then number 2, save. After placing your order, the coupon code or codes will be emailed to you. Save those emails, write down or save the codes or even take a picture of the code so you don't miss out on any savings. And then 3, redeem. You can redeem your coupons between the 1st of August until the 31st of August. Use as many coupon codes as you want during checkout. Tip, remember to separate each code by a space and make sure to use them all before the month is over. Because once the month is over, then you would lose everything that you had saved up. Let me see, is there anything else I need to mention in that? I think that's all. If you have any questions on that, be sure you reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you and answer any questions that you might have. All right, I'm going to take a breath here, and then we're going to get started on our cards today. And let me see, where do we want to start? We've got 3 cards that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be casing our catalog. So let me get our catalog out here, and I'm going to show what pages we're going to be doing. And so we're going to start out with the little bird, and she is on page 59. So you can see I'm going to be casing the catalog, and I'm going by this little card right here. And I did change up a little bit. I have a gnat flying around me. So anyway, it says, a little bird told me you've got something to celebrate. And then on the inside I did, it's your special day. Happy birthday to you. So let's go ahead and get started with that. And like I said, that was on page 59. And if you ever have problems on your creativity where it's not working very well, sometimes if we case cards out of the catalog, that's a good inspiration to us. So that's what I did. It's been a hectic week, so I didn't really have too many ideas in my head. So I thought, well, where am I going to get some ideas at? So I decided to look through the catalog and do some casing from the catalog. Lots of good ideas in there. So anyway, we've got pool party here. And got to get my directions here. Pool party is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then I've scored it in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So I'm going to burnish that edge really good. And we'll set that aside for now. And then I've got... let me get my things out here so I can show what we're working with. Here's the stamp set, Sweet Songbirds. And then I used one of the sentiments out of the Zany Zoo. I'm using the Happy Birthday to You sentiment out of that. And then I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies for the banners. And the deckled rectangle dies, I'm using 2 of those, and some linen thread. And I'll get my things out here. And also the punch, that is the Songbird Builder punch. I'm using that and a blending brush. I'll set my dies aside a minute. And trying to get all my stamps out here that we're using. Okay, so let's start putting this together. I've got the Smoky Slate cardstock, and I already die cut that out, and I'm using the deckled rectangle dies, and I'm using the largest one to cut that out, and then I used the smaller one to cut out the white, which is right here, the basic white, and that's going to be our inside layer. So we'll set that aside. I'm trying to get things out of my way here so I can work. And I got a beak right there. All right, so first off, I'm going to bring out some scrap paper to do some blending on our smoky slate. And I'm using my blending brush and the smoky slate ink pad. And we're just going to add a little bit of color to our layer here. Not a lot, just so you can lightly see it. And I always start off on the scrap paper. I don't want to start onto my cardstock because it'll leave blotches. So I want to keep it more smooth. Okay. And maybe a little bit more. Kind of blends in with the cardstock, so it's hard to tell if I've got enough or if I want more. So it's whatever you want on it is what is good. There's no set rule or anything. All right, and get my lighting over here. I think that's good. We're gonna go with that. And we'll set that aside for a moment. And we'll get rid of our inky paper. And then we're going to start stamping our birds. And I've already done one here, but I'm going to do another one down here. And you want to kind of watch your orientation of your punch so you know how to stamp it and how to punch it. So I always look at the back side of it. And we're going to stamp our little bird using one of our new colors, which is Lemon Lolly. And did I not put my birds out yet? No, I didn't. So we're going to grab those and put them on blocks. Oops. All right. And there's two different birds. I'm going to use the bigger bird, which coordinates with the punch. And I need my piercing mat. So we have a little cushion. We're doing the photopolymer stamps, so we want to have a little cushion underneath it. And make sure he's inked up really good. And then we're going to stamp him right at this bottom corner. All right, looks pretty good. And while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and stamp our little bird also. We have to fussy cut that one out though. And we're going to stamp him right up here. And we'll close up our Lemon Lolly ink pad for now. And let's go ahead and punch this little guy out, or a little girl. Not sure if it's a girl or a boy. And I wasn't sure I was going to go live today because we've had a death in the family, and with the 4th of July, I wasn't sure I had time to go on or not. All right. There we go. We punched her out. And then I've also punched out the wings and the beak. We're not going to be using the beak. I'm going to save the wing because I want to stamp on that. And I guess I wasn't done with my Lemon Lolly yet because we have to do the wings yet. Not on the small bird, but on the bigger bird. So it's this wing right here. And we'll save this one for later. And find a matching stamp for that. I need to signature block here. I'm using a lot of my blocks today, so I've got to borrow from another to be able to stamp. Alright, we're going to just line up that with our die cut piece of wing. And there it is. Now we can put the lemon lolly away, I think. So let me move our mat out of the way. And our wing is going to be attached to the body here. So we'll go ahead and we'll glue that down while we've got it before we lose it. And I'm just using my liquid glue of choice, my Tombow. And we're just going to place our wing down. And we're going to bring our other little bird over here. We're going to fussy cut that out. So I'm going to get rid of all this rubbish here. Trash. Alright, so I'm going to fussy cut our other little bird out. Let me get that off that bigger piece of paper, make it easier to fussy cut this. And got a phone call coming in. I hope it doesn't interfere with my video. And I don't understand what's going on with my laptop that it keeps buffering on me whenever I do my live. I may have to do some investigating on that because it's happened a couple of times to me now. And my lighting is hard to see today. We've got a glare coming in my front window here. And with the lemon lolly, it's kind of hard to see on white. You got the sunshine in your eyes. But I'm not complaining. I love the sunshine. I don't like the dark, dreary days. Alright, let's trim that tail a little bit more there. And get rid of our scraps here. Alright, so we've got both of our birdies cut out. Now we're going to stamp our little nest. And, oops, we put the arm in the ink pad. That's not good. I had some washi tape on there I was using. Alright, and then our nest, I'm going to borrow this acrylic black and use. So I'm going to stamp that. I should have used my mat and I didn't. But we're going to hope for the best. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I'm going to bring that scrap of paper back again because I'm going to use a blending brush and put in some color into our nest so it's not so stark white. And then we'll fussy cut it after we use our blending brush on there. The scrap paper again, and then we're going to cut out our nest. Be sure you like and share the video. I'd appreciate that. And if you're watching it on YouTube later, be sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified when I put new videos up. So I'd appreciate that too. And I think there is a like button on there you can click too, so I'd appreciate that also. Alright, so we're going to bring back our layer over here and we're going to do some stamping. And I don't have any of these loaded onto my acrylic blocks here this morning. I'm not very organized. So we're going to bring over our pecan pie, and we're going to stamp a couple of these tree branches. And I'm going to grab that scrap paper again so I don't mess up my work surface here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp it fairly low because we've got to fit our bird nest on top. And we don't want it running off the top edge. So there's one there, and then we're going to put another one at the bottom side for the other bird. And probably like an inch up off the edge of our die cut area. And close that up, and we're going to bring our, did I use, I thought I used a different green, but I don't see it here. We're going to use the Mossy Meadow for our leaves. And I'm just going to snitch one of these acrylic blocks off my other set. And stamp that, make sure yeah, that looks good. So this is going to go, you kind of match up the branches here. It'll stamp both at the same time. And I need my mat over here. And then the same with this one. And I'm going to, how did I do this? I did it this way. I'm going to add some extra leaves. And I think that's good. Close that up. And yeah, I'm kind of layering these where I want them. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the eyes on our birds. And one's got his eyes open and one's got his eyes closed. So here we are. They're so tiny it was hard to see. And I'm just going to use our black Memento ink. So the one with the eyes open is going to be the little bird that's sitting in the nest. I'm just making sure I've got them inked up good. It looks like he's got some eyelashes. That's okay. And I'm going to bring my Simply Chamois over here to clean off my stamps. Alright, and then we're going to switch this out and we're going to grab the other eyes that are sleeping. And we're going to stamp our other bird. He's got his eyes closed. And we're going to put those away while we're doing this. Alright, do I have any other stamping I need to do with the black? I don't think, well, yes I do. I've got his feet to do. He's going to be standing on that branch at the bottom. stacked up really good. Yeah. It's going to be glued down right there. And this one's going to be glued into the basket. So let's put the cover on our ink pad for now so we don't have any accidents. Like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on. I'm on my iPad, so it's not showing my comments very well. So if I don't answer you right away, please be patient with me. We had to switch to the iPad because the laptop was pulsating or doing something. I don't really know what it was doing. It wasn't working very well. Alright, so we're going to place our bird inside the nest. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Oops. Grab the right bottle here. That one wasn't opened yet. Just along the bottom of his belly. And we'll place him in the nest. And going to have part of his tail sticking out. Oh, and I needed to do his beak first. Here, so this is our Calypso Coral ink pen. We're going to do the beak of both birds. And we'll switch out our acrylic block again, clean the feet off. So we can use that acrylic block. And a little color to their beak. And right there. Close that up. So we're going to place our little bird in his nest up at the top, on the top branch. And I'm not using any dimensionals on them, I'm just gluing them directly down to the card. And same with our other bird. You could place them on dimensionals if you wanted to, but I left it all pretty well level. And sometimes it's good to go through the mail a little bit easier. Alright, and his tail is going to hang off the side just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to bring out our music notes. And I think I've already put those on a block. Nope, here it is. Back in there so I don't lose it. A lot of these are tiny, so you want to make sure that you keep up with them or you'll end up losing them really easy. Alright, so we got music notes. And our little birds are chirping and singing. They're happy today. And this one. And I'm going to add some more over here just to keep it odd numbers. Alright, so we're going to set this little thing aside and we're going to work on our sentiments. And I'm just going to use a couple strips here. I was going to die cut them, but I think I'm just going to use some strips to save a little time. And one's going to say, "A little bird told me." And then the other one is going to be, "You've got something to celebrate." And I need a wider piece of paper for that one. I keep all my strips of paper. I've got a little glass here, and I just, whatever I cut off when I'm trimming paper, I save that, and this one should work. So, let's see this side, that's a little bit cleaner. Alright, not bad. And now we can cover that ink pad again. And then I'm going to use our snips. And I'm just going to flag the end. And I just cut down the center, and then I come up on both sides, and it usually comes out fairly well. So let me see, do I want to put the little flag at both sides or just the one side? I think I'm just going to do the one side and cut this off straight on the other side. And hopefully I'll get it straight. Yeah. And I'll do the same with this one, but I'll do the opposite side. We'll flag the left side instead. Let me put those back in my little glass. And I'm going to cut this off a little shorter and then flag it. Oops, supposed to cut up the center. And then flag both sides. Well, it's a little bit off keister, but that's okay. We didn't say we're perfect on our cards. Alright, and that's going to go right here. I think I want to trim that down just a little bit. It's a little bit too wide for me. Taking up too much real estate. There, that's better. But this one we are going to put up on dimensionals because we're going to wrap some linen thread underneath it. So I'm going to take my dimensionals. I'm going to put 2 down. Looks like my sheet's running out and I should have grabbed some more before I started the video today, but hopefully we'd get by with what we've got. Alright, now we're going to grab our linen thread, which I had a moment ago. Here it is. And I'm going to place a glue dot in the center there to catch my threads. So where did I do my glue dots? There they are. And using my take your pick tool, the pointy end, we'll grab those, a couple glue dots and put in the center so I can hook my linen thread to. Or my fingers. And I'm just going to put some thread down, and we're going to kind of loop it a little bit. That was good English. Alright, and that's good. So we're going to snip that off a little bit. We're going to have some strings hanging out straight. And put these back in the package. Just had something hit my window, some kind of bug or something. Alright, and then we're going to place that down in our corner, top corner, and right about there. Well, we're kind of covering our music notes. Let me put it down a little bit lower. right there, and then we're going to add some glue to the back side of this sentiment. Yeah, I debated about doing my live today, but I decided to go ahead and do it. Try to stay on schedule. Alright, and let's bring back our card base so we can attach this to the front of our card. And we're just going to glue it down with our liquid glue. I've got another bottle here if I need, so. And we're going to center that on the front of our card. Alright, I didn't put any other embellishments on here, and in the book either they didn't, so we're just going to keep it kind of plain with no bling bling. But I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and we're going to bling up our bird just a little bit. So I wanted to put a little bit on his beak, on their beaks, and then some on their bellies, the white of their bellies. To just kind of bling a little bit. We've got to have some bling on our cards. Can't go without. There we go. Just gives it a little bit of shine. Alright, so now we're going to do the inside of our card. And I've already die cut with the second largest deckled rectangle dies. And we're going to stamp our sentiments in there. I just want to make sure I don't grab the same one I had. I'm going to bring my Simply Chamois over here to clean off this block so I can snitch it for my sentiment. And it says it's your special day. And then the happy birthday to you are the two sentiments I'm using. So that's just going to be with our black Memento ink. And I'm going to do it's your special day. And then happy birthday to you. And then we're going to attach that to the inside of our card. And I think I did the wrong side. I did. Should have been on this side. So let's do that again. I had my cardstock turned over the wrong way. That's why we have two sides to all of our cardstock, so if we mess up we can turn it over and start over. And happy birthday to you. Put the lid on that, and we're going to glue this to the inside of our card. I know we've all been having a lot of technical problems with our videos lately. I don't know what's going on, if it's the internet or what. It's been kind of challenging. Alright, so here's our first card. A little bird told me you've got something to celebrate. And on the inside, it's your special day. Happy birthday to you. So that's our first card. Let me clean up here a little bit. And we'll get on to our second card. Let me clean up these stamps because I think I may need to use the same acrylic blocks on some. And if you haven't gotten yourself a Simply Chamois yet, you might want to check it out. It's in our catalog, and you don't need to use any chemicals at all. You just use just plain old water, and then you just rinse it out with warm water until it runs fairly clear, and then it's good to go again. So I'm in love with mine. I couldn't get by without it. I used to use baby wipes, but this is cheaper. You buy it one time and it's good to go, and it lasts a long time. It does get stained up, but that doesn't affect the way it works, so that's normal. So don't let that bother you. All right. Okay. And let me go ahead and put these all back. Our wing. I used a lot of stamps out of this one. I didn't realize how many I had used. That's stuck on there good. Had to really tug at that one. And our other bird. And I'm missing a stamp here somewhere. Where did it go? There it is. All right, we've got that all put back together. So let's get on to our next card. I'm just going to leave those blocks there in case I need them. And so our next card is another set that's in the annual catalog, and it's called Hello Ladybug. And this was carried over from our last catalog, and you can get the Ladybug Builder Punch and the stamp set. They used to be a bundle, but they're not as a bundle anymore, so you have to get them separately. And that is on page 58, right next to our other one. And I'm going to be doing this card right here. And I've changed it just a little bit, not a whole lot. I added some black underneath my sentiment. And what else did I change on it? I added some embellishments here. I guess I did have some embellishments on there. I didn't notice it until now, but they're hard to see. So I'm using, what are they called? It's called the loose frosted dots. And I've added adhesive to them. All I did is I used my Tombow liquid glue, and I put a dot of glue, and then I stuck my loose dots on top, and it makes them self-sticking. So, all right, but that was on page 58. And let me clean up my mess here so we can get started on this card. I'll put my lid on my glue here a little bit. Okay, so here's the card. It says, "You can bug me anytime." And then on the inside, I've got "Hello, my friend." And I stamped some flowers on the inside and a little black strip of cardstock along the bottom. Alright. Oh, I thought I heard thunder. I'm going to get out all my bits and pieces here. And our card base is just our basic black cardstock. And it measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then it's scored in the middle or folded in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to get our bone folder, which I misplaced here, so I'll grab this one. And we're going to burnish that edge of our card really good. And I'll set that aside for a moment. And then we've got our basic weight. Let me get my dimension directions here. And that's 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and start stamping on that. Well, let's go ahead and do our ladybug first. We'll get that out of the way. I'm going to bring our ladybug builder punch. And we're going to punch out our wings. And I've got just a scrap of red paper here, real red. And we're going to stamp out our ladybug wings. Oops. Well, I may have to have a bigger face here. Let me get this here. Make it manageable. Alright, there's our wings. Yeah, I'm going to throw that piece away. And then we're going to punch out our ladybug using just our basic black cardstock. This will be the body of our ladybug. Oops, make sure I get them all in there. Alright, there's the body of our ladybug. So we're done with the punch. And then we're going to stamp our spots on our ladybug. And I'm going to be using the dots out of the stamp set, which are these right here. And they're connected so you can do the whole wing at the same time. And I'm going to bring out our black memento ink. I'll move my cushion back over here again. And of course I had my fingers in the ink. That's normal. And we're inking up those spots really good. Let's make sure we got it turned the right direction. That's one thing, when we had the Stamparatus, we could go over it a couple times if we needed to, but that's been discontinued. And it looks like we're starting to rain here in Arkansas. We've had a kind of a rainy week off and on, so some nice little showers in the afternoons, so it's been kind of nice. Okay, and that'll go right there. And we might also go ahead and stamp our sentiment as long as we got the ink pad open. And that's going to be, it says, "You can bug me anytime." And I've got a little scrap of white, and that measures, what did it measure? I'm not sure if I put the dimensions down. It's about 3/8 inches by 2.5 inches. So let's see if we can do this good. I'm trying to center it. And let me turn that around and try it again. Okay. And put the lid on there. Okay. I think I like that side better. It's not quite as stark black. And then I've got a strip of black, basic black, and that measures 1/2 inch by 2 3/4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flag the ends of both of those. And I'm just going to snip up the middle. And then come back over on the sides and meet in the middle. And the same with the other side. And we're going to do the same with the black one. I think I'm going to glue that down first so I can see exactly where I want to place the flags at. And I keep grabbing my full bottle instead of my one that I'm using. And we're going to put that on the center of that black strip of paper. Oops. Okay, and then we can flag our ends. I've got a terrible glare here today. It's hard for me to see. Must be the weather. We're kind of cloudy. I guess that might be why. Or my eyesight's going, one of the two. Alright, so let me clean up my little bits and pieces here. Alright, so we're going to set our sentiment aside. Here it is. And our ladybug. And then we're going to start stamping our basic white here. And I'm going to use my cushion here. And I'm going to start out with the leaf. I'm going to stamp that using, get my inks out here. We're going to be using Sweet Sorbet, Daffodil Delight, Lost Lagoon, and Lemon Lime Twist. So I'm going to start out with the Lemon Lime Twist. Excuse me, got a frog. And I've got some of the old stamp pads here, but they still work good. And we're going to ink up our leaf. That is this one right here. And I want to make sure I got good coverage. I think I need to re-ink my ink pad. Alright, and it looks like it's got a bare spot in the center. Might be just the way the stamp's sitting on there. We're going to hope for the best. And we're going to place that down and let it soak into our paper a little bit. And it looks good to me. And then we're going to bring out our Lost Lagoon. And I've already made a mask for our leaf because I don't want it coming over on top of the other one. So I'm just going to place my leaf mask over the top of our other leaf. And I'm going to clean our ink off of this one. And we'll re-ink it with the Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to slap that a little bit to dry off the stamp. And bring over our inky paper because we're going to stamp off one time. And I'm going to stamp that right beside the other one. And hope it does right. Aha, looks good to me. So we can take our mask off. And we got a little gap in between, but our ladybug's going to cover that, so I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. And we're going to set our stamp over there and get rid of our inky paper. We'll close up our Lost Lagoon. Trying to figure out where to set things out here. Oh, we needed our mask again. We're going to bring that back out. Now we're going to use the Daffodil Delight. We're going to place our mask on this side this time. And I'm just using a Post-it note. I stamped the leaf on it and then I fussy cut it out to make my own mask. So we're going to take our little flower here and we're going to ink that up with our Daffodil Delight. I don't know if you can hear the thunder out there. And then we're going to stamp that off to the side of our leaf. And I'm pushing kind of hard because I want the ink to soak into my paper really good. Alright, now we can remove that mask. And it looks like that it's behind the leaf. It kind of plays tricks with your eyes a little bit, which is kind of cool. Alright, and then we've got some little flowers. And those are going to be done with the Sweet Sorbet. Yeah. So I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to just start stamping some flowers here. No rhyme or reason, just kind of fill in some of that white space there. And right there. And I think I'm going to add one more just off the edge here. Close that up. And then we'll start assembling our card. Bring our card base back over here. And I'm going to glue that down. And I'm not going to set this straight on our card. I'm going to kind of angle it. Where on theirs they had it straight down, but I wanted to do mine a little bit of an angle. I never get things straight anyway, so it kind of helps me a little bit. Alright, now I've got to glue my wings down to my ladybug, so I'm just going to put a little glue right along her neck. And just a tiny bit down to the side. And match that up to her neck. And I'm going to place her up on dimensionals. So, bring my dimensionals back. What did I do with those? There they are. What's left of them. So I'm going to do some snipping. We're going to use bits and pieces here. And they work just as good as the original. So don't throw away your edges. Alright, so we're going to turn her over and put some dimensionals behind her. And usually use my take your pick tool, but those are fairly easy to grab off today, so I lucked out. Alright, now we're going to place our ladybug over our leaves, and I think I'm going to put her right about like that. And then our sentiment is going to go across the bottom, and that's just going to be glued directly to our card front. We're not using dimensionals on that. Oops. Jumped right out of my hand here. Come back here. And that's going to go across the bottom side here. And I'm going to cover up my little smudge right there a little bit. I should have it lower, but I'm going to cover up a little blank space there. So we're going to fill it in with our sentiment. All right, and then we're going to take our frosted dots, and I'm going to grab this pecan or pretty peacock gem, and that's going to be our center of our flower. And I've got some smaller ones here. We're going to place up in the corners. And maybe a little one down here. So there's the front of our card. And now let's work on the inside. And where did it go? Oh goodness. I have lost, there it is. It's found. The inside of our card, I've got a basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then I've got a little strip of our basic black, which is, about a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches. We're going to put that along the bottom side. And on the inside, we're going to bring back our flower, and we're going to stamp that. And I want to stamp the sentiment first. So we've got our hello. Trying to get things out of my way here. Hello. And my friend, where did you go? There you are. It's so small I could hardly find it here. Oops. I guess that's good. It looked like it was smudgy. My friend. Alright, we'll put the black ink away. I keep getting my fingers in the ink. I need to clean my ink pad up. Alright, now we're going to bring on our Daffodil Delight ink pad. And I need to bring my cushion back over here too. When you're using photopolymer stamps, you want to make sure you've got a cushion under it. This is just our piercing mat. You can find that in our catalog. It's fairly inexpensive. I think it's like $5 or something. Maybe a tiny bit more, but in that category. Alright, so I'm going to stamp our flower just underneath the hello, next to the my friend sentiment. And then I'm going to stamp some flowers up in the corner using our sweet sorbet. And let's see, which way I want to put this. I think right like that. Close up our pad. And put our black strip at the bottom. The birds are happy. I hear them out there singing. I've been doing that the last couple of days. I guess they're happy or something. Maybe because of all the showers we've been having. It kind of cools them off a little bit, maybe. And it's going to go along the bottom edge, leaving a little bit of white space under it. And I'm going to turn it over and trim off the excess. And this is going to be the inside of our card. Looks like I might be going over today, but I think that's because I had technical problems to start with. So we've got one more card to do, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. You can always catch the replay if you don't want to stick around. It's not moving over. We're going to leave it right where it is. Okay, so you can bug me anytime. And on the inside, oops, we forgot something on the inside. We've got this little bitty dot that goes on the inside. And we're going to do that using a Lost Lagoon. I know on mine I had the center of the flower off-centered, so I'm going to try to do better with this one. Yeah, I did better. Okay. Alright, you can bug me anytime. Hello, my friend. So there's our second card. And let me move stuff out of my way here. We'll get with the third and final card. Alright. Trying to clean up a little bit. And making sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. I don't want to transfer. Okay, so here's our third card. And that's also a case from the catalog. And let me find where that is. It's the Little Monkey stamp set and punch. Let me bring it up here. Find my index. And it's called Little Monkey. It's on page 52 in your catalog. Okay, here's the stamp set, page 52, and you can get it as a bundle with the punch and the stamp set and save 10%. And here's the card I cased from the catalog. I did it pretty much the same, but I didn't do the little banner cloud with the I'm Bananas About You. Instead, I just stamped it directly onto my layer. So let's go ahead and get started with that. And hoping I got everything out that I need. Bring all our items over here. This was the punch, and this is the stamp set. I need to move some of these ink pads out of my way. I'm going to have them tumbling, make a terrible noise. There we go. And the ribbon I'm using is the textured ribbon. It's the Pebbled Path color. And it's a really nice ribbon. It's easy to tie and everything. It's not, it looks like it's thick and bulky, but it's not. Alright, so we're going to move this aside, move our stamp set aside, get our instructions. And the paper that I'm using is, our card base is the crushed curry, and that's 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to go ahead and fold that and burnish that edge. Set that aside. And then our paper comes from, it's called Inked Botanical 6x6 Designer Series paper. And let me see if I can get this out and kind of fan through it so you can see the different patterns and colors. I've got a call coming in. I hope that's not messing me up. Very pretty. I like the checkered and the flowers. I like it all. Alright, so that's the designer series paper we're using, and that measures, instructions back out here, 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. So let's go ahead and attach that to the front of our card, and that's the back side of it. And we're going to leave a small border going all the way around. And we're going to set that aside for a moment. We're going to work on our other layers. Take these out of the plastic here. There we go. And this is our inside layer, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I thought I had a little piece of designer series paper left over here, but I don't. I need to grab that out of here. I thought I had one cut. There it is. That's going to be for our inside layer, and that's, I believe it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And that's going to go across our edge of our inside layer. So I'm going to just set those aside for now. We'll work on those later. And some more crushed curry that I've already embossed using our Basics 3D embossing folders. There's 3 different ones in that package. So we're using the dots. And this measures 3 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And I'm going to take our ribbon and I'm going to attach that to this. So let me bring out my Stampin' Seal. We'll put some of that on the back side so we can catch that ribbon fairly easy. And it's going to go at the upper edge. So you put 2 strips, 1 on each side, just enough to catch that ribbon and hold it in place. And our ribbon is probably, oh gosh, I didn't really measure, I just kind of stuck it on there, so kind of eyeball it. I'm going to cook that off right there. But if we wanted to measure it, it would probably be about 6 1/2 inches, 6 3/4 inches, something like that. Give or take an inch or so, 1/2 inch or so. We're going to attach that to our layer and bring that back and hopefully get it fairly straight. If my dots are straight, we can line it up with those. I think they're fairly good. And clip off that excess a little bit. I always have more than what I need, but it's better to have too much than not enough. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and attach that to our card front using our glue of choice. And being that we're using our layer is embossed, I want to put a little extra glue to hold it in place. And this is going to go centered. Alright, then we're going to set that aside for a moment and get the glue off my fingers. So I've already stamped our monkeys and our bananas. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our blends out and we're going to start coloring. Hopefully it doesn't take me a long time to do. So we are kind of short on time here. We've got Light Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, the light, and dark old olives. I'm just going to go ahead and start coloring, and I'll say the colors as we go. The monkeys are going to be done with the light and dark pecan pie, pecan, depending on where you are, how you say it. And I'm going to start with the dark, and I'm just going to kind of outline the top of his head a little bit with the dark pecan. And underneath his chin, maybe where it's more of a shadow. And I'm going to try coloring both at the same time. Maybe I can save a little time. Alright, I'm going to come back with a light pecan pie blend. And we're going to start coloring him. I should have had these colored ahead of time. Maybe I would have saved a little time, but I didn't. So bear with me. The insides of his ears and his face I'm going to do with ivory. And the monkey's done in pecan pie. And one of these I have the punch to punch them out, but the other one will have to fussy cut. But it shouldn't take very long, so. And same with the banana. There's one that's got the punch, or two have the punch, and one has fussy cut. What's y'all weather like where you are today? We're in the heat of summer, I think, so summer in Arkansas. But that's okay, I like the hot summers. A lot of people don't, but I do. Alright, almost done with the monkeys. Alright, we got the pecan pie, so let's bring out our ivory. We'll color his ears and face. If I bring that pecan pie out again, I need to do the nose of this one monkey with the pecan pie. Ears. Probably everybody's still busy today with their holiday, with family and camping and whatever they might have been doing. So, but I hope that they'll catch me on the replay when they get a chance to. And like I said, be sure you like and share, no matter if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. That helps my numbers. And I'm going to use a light pecan pie to do this little guy's nose. And we're going to do the bananas using our light lemon lolly and our light wild wheat. And the lemon lolly will be for the inside of the banana. And the outside of the banana will be done with the light wild wheat. And These are easy to color because they're all one color. And these bananas will be punched out, so it'll save time cutting them out. But the one I have to fussy cut, but it doesn't take long. Alright, I think I got that all. So I'm going to bring my monkey punch over here, and we're going to go ahead and punch out our one monkey here, and I'm going to move that banana so I don't mess it up. Alright, I should have left some on him to be able to catch him in here, right? Maybe I can scooch it around with my take your pick tool. He's good. Yeah, there he is. He's good. And our bananas, can I cut them out? Let me see. Maybe. There's one banana. And our other banana is right over here. I don't know. Can I place that in there without too much trouble? Maybe. Yeah, we got it. Alright, the punch over there. We're going to hurry up and fussy cut this little guy out. I know I'm going over today, but I hope nobody minds. I have seen some demonstrators that have had over 2 hour long videos. I try to keep mine about an hour, hour and 15 minutes usually. So this one's going to be a little bit longer today, I think. But that's okay. We don't normally do longer, but once in a while is okay. And I don't mind watching longer ones if I got time to sit. Or I can always come back and watch the rest of what I missed, which is good. Modern technology today, we can go back to where we left off or save. I save a lot of videos to watch later. With our busy lifestyles. And we're almost finished. A couple more corners to go around here. And almost chopped off his ear right there. Got awful close. Okay, so there he is. And we cut out our banana. And then we'll get back to stamping again to finish off our card. And a little bit more coloring. Okay. Scrap of paper there to get out of the way. Alright, we're going to set these guys aside because we're going to do some more stamping. I'm going to bring my mat back over here. And we're going to do our tree branch. And I'm just going to use our black Memento ink. And stamp that at the top right-hand corner. And take that off of there so I can see what I'm doing. Well, which one do I want to start out with? I think I want to start with this one. Got two different vines. I want to connect them together. And these are going to come down from the tree branch. And our monkey's going to be swinging from them. So, let me see if I got another acrylic block. There we go. And this is going to connect onto our other. Did that. We're missing some stamps here we got to get out. Need this. This is our little leaf one. We're going to stamp at the bottom. And that's going to kind of run off the side a little bit. And we'll put another one in the center. And I'm going to bring in my chamois again to clean off that stamp so I can use that block for another stamp. And we're going to use this little leaf here. This one there. And there. And another one here. And I think that's good. I don't think we need any more. And while we're at it, we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is "I'm bananas about you." Right here. And I've got a dog hair or something. Clean that off. So we can use this block. And that's going to be put right up in the corner. Left side, upper left. Alright, we'll cover up our ink pad. Alright, now we can start coloring again. And I'm going to bring those stamping buttons back over here. And let me see, light granny apple and light parakeet party. We're going to go with the parakeet party for our leaves. And we're going to go with the dark to do the veins of our leaves first on our tree branches. And come back with the light parakeet party to fill in our leaves. We're going to have some different greens in this card. And then I'm going to use the light granny apple green to do our leaves of our vine. And the same with our leaves on these. We'll use that same color. What are we using? the granny apple green. And if you wanted to, you could mix your greens on your leaves. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to. I'm just going to use one color on those and then 2 colors on these other ones. I guess we're not going to get any more rain. We had a few sprinkles and that was about all. We're going to do our tree branch using the dark pecan pie. Trying to go fast here. I'm going to run out of the lines. There. And I'm going to use a dark olive and the light granny apple green for our other leaves here. So I'm going to start out with the dark. And I'm just going to do every other one with the dark. And we'll go ahead and do all of them at the same time. Probably hear my old ceiling fan running. It's getting old, it's getting noisy. And my friend is having hip replacement surgery today, so she's probably either still in surgery or just came out of surgery shortly, not too long ago. Her name is Sharon, if you'd like to send up a little prayer for her. This is her second time. She had the other side done, and now she's getting this side done. So I pray that she has a speedy recovery and no complications. And I know she'd appreciate your prayers also, if you're a praying person. Okay, we're almost there. Just about. All right. That wasn't too painful. Get that blends out of the way. And let's go ahead and attach this. Let's glue our monkeys down first and our bananas. So this little guy is going to be hanging from this vine. So we're going to add some glue to him and attach him. And I didn't put any of these monkeys or anything on dimensionals, so they're all glued directly down to the card front. Trying to get my glue to come down. There we go. And I think I'll have him hanging a little bit like right here. He's almost to the ground. And he's going to be holding a banana. Where'd that glue? There we go. And right about there. I guess I should have put some glue behind his tail. It's kind of blowing in the wind here. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to change bottles here pretty soon. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. Alright, we'll take this monkey and glue him. It's going to go on the bottom center there. And it's going to hang his feet over a little bit. So take this banana. And he's going to be holding it in this hand. And a little bit down with that white showing over his ear. And this one here that he's eating is going to go in this other hand. Okay, so now we can attach that to the front of our card. And we're going to put this up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put one in the center to support that. Did I cut all these? I did. So these can go in our corners. And I may need a new sheet of dimensionals when I get done here. And right there. So let's take off those backings. And bring our card over here. Make sure we've got it going in the right direction. Oops, the paper's moving on me. Alright, we're going to put this at an angle too. We're not putting it straight down. So, and yeah. Make sure it's all down. And now we're going to bring those loose dots, frosted dots over here. We're going to be using the yellow ones. And it kind of looks like they're a crushed curry, but I'm not sure exactly which yellow they are. And we're going to grab, oops, I don't want the pretty pecan, or pretty peacock came with it. Let me get them off my fingers. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and place this one right there and take this pretty peacock one off my finger, put him back on the paper, and I'm not sure where I want to put it there, and okay, guess that's okay right there. I never know where to place them at. Alright, so there's the front of our card. Bananas About You. And now let's do the inside. And this is just our basic weight, and it measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Okay. Hi Amber, how you doing? Do I got anything new for Bible journaling with? Well, I can't think right offhand, but I'll look through my book later and see if I can find anything that I can email you. And we've got some new online exclusives that are starting tomorrow. There might be something in there too, so I'll let you know. Alright, so like I said, I've got 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and then I've got a designer series paper, 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and that's going to go on the edge of our basic white. But let me go ahead and stamp our sentiment on the inside first. And it says, I'm bananas about you. And then we're going to use the sentiment on the inside that says little monkey. And I've lost my stamp set. There it is. It's hiding. And this one right here. Little monkey. And I'm going to snitch a block here. Let me see if I can get ink all over my fingers here. Probably so. And our black memento ink. And we're going to do that in our upper left side. And we'll attach this 1/2 inch strip of designer series paper to the side. Are we going to get through the cards today with this bottle of glue? It's a good question. It's starting to give me fits. And I'm going to use my graph paper to see if these are even or not. And it needs to come over a little bit. Alright, looks good right there. And then we'll turn it over and snip that off. And we'll snip this off. And put our glue on the back side to be able to put it inside of our card. Did you have a good 4th of July holiday, Amber? Ours was quiet. We didn't do too much. We did barbecue, I guess. That's about all we did. And attach that to the inside of our card. Oh, your email don't work? Okay, yeah, I could text it to you. I think I have your phone number. Text me your phone number to make sure. Mine's in the description of the video, and then I'll get back with you. I think I might have it, but I'm not sure, just to make sure that I do. And I got a smudge of ink there, but that's okay. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. Okay, so there's our card. It says, I'm bananas about you, with our 2 little monkeys. And little monkey on the inside. So it's, I'm bananas about you, little monkey. So there's our 3 cards today. And I'm sorry that I kind of went over a little bit. Our technical problems this morning, this afternoon, made me a little longer than I normally am. Alright, so here's our 3 cards. Make sure I've got them into view here good. Our first, our second, and our third. If you missed any, you can go back and watch the replay. And I want to thank you for being here today. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, first thing, to go onto my store, and which is in the description. It's debbiefoster.stampinup.net, and we'll be having brand new online exclusives first thing in the morning, so you don't want to miss out on those. The punches a lot of times sell out really fast, so if you want any punches, it's best to get your order in early. And that starts tomorrow. And also, with every $50 you spend from now until the end of the month, July 31st, for every $50, you'll earn a $5 rewards credit. So you want to keep that in mind too. So 2 exciting things happening this month. And I will be back next Wednesday, which will be July 12th at the same time, same channel, 1 o'clock Central Time, here on Facebook on Creating Cards with Debbie. So until then, we'll see you next week. Everybody have a good rest of the week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next Wednesday, July 12. Bye-bye.